Derwin
Bring
Warrell.
that same energy. I
Boy,
don't get no calm.
ain't nothing separating us but the Hudson River, son. Don't play with me. That's the only thing
Ooh.
separating
That's
us.
fine. I ain't going nowhere.
I will walk to Brooklyn right now.
You gonna walk just like and get stopped just like Cam at the 1 yard line, upside down.
Oh man, Esports Extra, the only live call-in sports show talking traditional sports, esports and gaming. We'll take your phone calls live 877-853-5247, meeting ID Esport Extra. That's 377-678-9872 to join the show. Hey, we're live here on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Very passionate crew here, a gaggle. Yeah, Durbin's going to gloat a little bit. That's fine. We'll let him get it out. No big deal. We'll talk about that here in a few seconds. Larry Ridley here, SNY TV, little NBC Sports, little Mad NFL, little NBA 2K League. Durbin, where else in Brooklyn? BK, where you at? We know where you at. Where you at, Durbin?
I'm in Brooklyn,
You in
Canarsie.
Brooklyn?
Feeling good.
Feeling good. Look at
Football
him.
season, baby.
Little
I love it.
fanboy. You're a fanboy. Look at it. Got his little shirt on.
Yeah,
Super Bowl 48.
Looks
Okay.
good on me, too.
I'm gonna start wearing my Patriots cut off. I'm gonna wear my Patriots cut off Belichick hoodie on you. That's what I'm gonna do, man.
But
Do your job today, Derwin.
Dude, you got a Seahawks shirt. You got a Seahawks shirt. I saw you. I've seen you wear it.
I'm sending that to you. I ain't wearing that damn thing anymore.
Yeah,
I'm
send
sending
it to
straight
me.
you. I don't want it anymore. I'll burn it.
Good. Send it. I
All right.
want it.
Hey Willie, what's up, baby? Where you at?
In the DFW.
What's that? An action green sneaker behind you? You got to get rid of that, man. I don't want them colors, man.
Beautiful.
That's the great Kobe. That's the great Kobe.
That is
I'm
the
a
great
little,
Kobe.
yes, sir. I'm a little sore because I wanted Cam to win, and also too, shout out to my guy in the 314 stand up. One of my guy Tyron Woodley to win. He didn't, so I'm a little sore.
Yeah, I'm a little sore too because Trump had to talk to the winner. Who did he lose to? What was the dude's name? Covington or whatever his name
Do
was.
we have to see Kobe Covington?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Get after him, NBA. Don't let him talk crap to LeBron like that. Kelly Wells Brinkley. What it do, baby?
Hey.
What you doing?
Chilling, man. I was eating some chicken wings before the show because I haven't eaten all day. So I had to get a little nourishment in. So I'm chilling.
You know what you can add to those chicken wings?
Hmm.
Popcorn, because it's about to get popping. Get your popcorn ready, because I'm about to get up to Derwin here in a little bit.
I'm here for all the smoke.
You here? Okay, well, you're going to get it too. OG, what's up with you, man? You flying with them Dayton's Flyers, man?
No, all day. I'm chilling. Just been working around the house. Had a few meetings today.
Working around the house. Doesn't sound like something you're enthusiastic about.
No, I got a brand new. I got a brand new chair and a brand new desk. So
I saw that. I saw.
Okay. Brand new chair and desk. Okay. Perks of the NBA 2K League. So what'd you do? You just hit up a company and said, hey, I am OG Ivan Curtis. I'm the head coach and GM of the Brooklyn Nets gaming crew. I'd like this chair and that table. Here's my address. When can you send it to me?
No, my manager did that. But...
Okay, so got his manager doing stuff.
Oh, we have people.
Rockstar
gave a healthy discount.
A healthy discount. It should have been free. If it ain't free, it ain't me. All right.
Hey, it's a struggle sometimes, but
ain't nothing struggling about that lifestyle. Rockstar lifestyle might not make it, bro. Stop playing. Well, it's good to have you guys, man. I haven't seen you guys. It seems like, man, now that we go Tuesday through Thursday, man, it's like we get a 4-day break. It's crazy.
Right.
So it's good to be back. We're talking NBA. We'll talk some NFL. We'll get into the Pats Hogs. We'll talk about the Cowboys. We'll get into all the injuries that took place this weekend. We'll get into Andy Reid had some solution. We'll get into Andy Reid face mask clean. We'll get into some of that. Mike Evans with an awesome T-shirt after that. Game for Mike Evans. With esports enthusiasts and gaming folks out there. How about prime time with the prime entrance in Jacktown at the the Lee E. Williams Athletics and Assembly Center, I think is what it used to be called. I used to work there. The AAC down in Jacktown. Good to see Prime. Coach Prime got a is it a 14-karat gold whistle that he got around his damn neck? Is that what it is? It's gold. I do know that. So we'll get into that. Madden King of the Hill tonight. We'll continue talking about that on Tuesday nights. Quavo is going to be doing some stuff with Derwin James tonight. We'll talk about that. Also news, Offset, the concert I'm doing this weekend, he's not doing it. So it's going to be pushed back on October the 16th. We'll talk a little bit more about that as well. So let's go ahead and get started here. Western Conference Finals. Game 3, Willie, minus the hoodie. Nuggets, Lakers, your boy. AD with the shot at the end of game 2. yelled out Kobe, averaging like 35, shooting like 52% from the field, also like 43% from three. AD is a bad dude right now. He's looking like definitely an all NBA first teamer and one of the top 3 or 4 players in the National Basketball Association. Are the Nuggets in trouble? I know it's a must win game tonight. Is this looking like 4 or 5?
It's looking like it. I thought personally it would go six. I thought the Nuggets would be a little bit tougher. But yeah, what AD is doing is great. It's great to see it. It's a testament to when you're young. He was a point guard when he was young and he shot up. But it's a testament to as a player when you're going through all of your player development stuff, like working on different aspects of your game. And so watching him shoot the ball is just great because I remember having a conversation with him when I was at Nike, and he told me his goal is to shoot the laces off the ball. And when he made that shot, that's the first thing I thought when he said, it took me back to that conversation. And the other thing about him too that he's really done a good job with, his basketball awareness is off the charts. So, one of the things I say when I'm working with younger players is you have to have enough skill and enough basketball IQ to be able to play with players that are better than you, and you can fit seamlessly with anybody. And if you look at AD, he really fits seamlessly with anybody. And also too, with LeBron, the other thing also is in his earlier iterations with playing with bigs like Chris Bosh, Kevin Love, he almost asked them to move out of the paint. AD is able to mix his game up, to do some things in the paint, as well as do some things on the perimeter as well. So AD doesn't have to completely get out of the paint to acquiesce to LeBron. So both of those guys have fit seamlessly together and doing a great job.
Can anyone sort of coax me into Denver has a chance? Anybody got any positives for the rich, creamy Nuggets? Anybody? Can anybody get me excited about Denver, maybe even pulling this thing out tonight? Whoever's got anything positive to say about Denver, I want to hear from them because if it's going to be a Lakers runaway, we can just end this daggone segment. Anybody got anything positive about Denver?
I don't know how anyone could just say the Lakers are going to run away with it because if AD doesn't hit that shot, we'll tie it at one. So the Nuggets have done the same thing they've done in the first two series. They've trailed, they've not given up, they fought and clawed their way back. They got all the way to the top where they were leading, and it took AD to hit a miraculous shot with not much time on the clock. If not, we're talking a totally different tune, and it's 1-1. But because AD hit the shot and it's 2-0, if you're the Nuggets, they've been here before. They're not going to lower their heads. They've climbed that mountain before. They'll be ready for game 3, and they're going to give it another hard try tonight. And who's to say they can't win tonight? They've already proven that they can play with the Lakers.
The old college try, OG. Is that enough?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, the Lakers, they forced the Lakers into more turnovers. One of the big issues, I mean, it's hard to beat the Lakers is that they dominate the glass offensively and they get more opportunities to score the ball. But other than that, I mean, I think Denver did a great job of having a chance to win. I mean, the thing about it, and I've said this before, is that they were going to need 4 heroic efforts in to try to win this series, and they had one and they let it slip away. So that just makes it tougher from this point. But I think, like you said, I don't think they have any quitting. And tonight, it will be if they can get it 2-1 and get some confidence going into to game 4, then I think they'd be in pretty good shape.
Kelly,
Try to
that's
make
it.
a series of it.
Yeah, good point. And Kelly, that seems like he just hit the nail on the head. Denver needs their A or A plus game just to even sneak out one. That's just to win one. You got to do that 4 times. That's asking a lot of Denver. Is that correct? You agree with that? Kelly, I think might be frozen.
She's frozen.
She's frozen. Well, we'll come back
Oh.
and try Kelly. Yep.
But
I think
Well, one thing I'll
Yep.
say when watching this series is with LeBron in particular. It is amazing to me how the narrative changes with LeBron every time. Whether it's at first it was, man, Portland's going to beat him, then Houston's going to give him a tough time. Then when the Clippers get eliminated, it's, man, this is a cakewalk for LeBron. It's just funny how the narrative just always changes and how people look at LeBron. Again, shout out to AD for playing with that pressure as well, because a lot of guys can't do it.
Yeah, a good point there. Kelly, you're back here. Is it that simple for the Nuggets? They need to play their A or A plus game, and that's just to win one. Hard to do that 4 times, especially within week and a half, 2 weeks. Kelly.
I don't know if it's about playing A plus
Well,
or
their B or C game ain't gonna win. That's
right.
for sure.
Well, can I answer the question since
Yeah, I
you asked me? Or are you gonna mansplain the whole thing?
Oh,
Check him.
The Queen
Uh,
has spoken, and I'm listening to the Queen. Go ahead, Queen.
no, I think that the Nuggets did a really good job in the second game with adjusting to the Lakers game and seeing where the strengths and weaknesses lie. And then they did a great job of that. And now in the second game, I feel like they really have a great understanding of like, okay, they're getting back before you on defense. We can't let them be a fast breaky team. We have to slow the pace down to what we like to play. So I feel like the Lakers, I think the Lakers are going to win the series. I don't think that it's just going to be a cakewalk and they're just going to, push them down like little kids. And I think that if the Nuggets keep adjusting, we'll all at least get some good basketball as fans.
Yeah. Anybody got the Nuggets tonight? Anybody got the Nuggets?
I do.
I do.
I'm with you guys. You know what? At least we're hoping, right?
Yeah.
Like we want a series. We don't want this thing over. But man, it's looking like a coordination for the Lakers. Like I don't see any of the 3 teams left that can beat them 4 times. I don't see any of the 3 teams that can beat them 3 times. Maybe if Miami or Boston plays their A plus game, they can get 2. That's about it. It just LeBron's gonna. We'll save this for another day. But he's gonna look in ring number 4.
But I want to
Really
speak
gonna look
on
into one.
speak real quick on the narrative that A. Willie put out there. In American sports, they hate you to love you, they hate you to love you again. So I think that's the whole thing with LeBron and everything like that. Like, yeah, they don't want. I mean, I think the majority don't want it to. They want some entertainment. They want some suspense, and they know the Lakers are the favorite. I mean, but to make it entertaining and interesting, I mean, they want them to lose. But at the end of the day, they know it's going to be a tough task.
Yeah, they want to root for you, tear you down, and root for you and tear you down, and just back and forth. So you're absolutely right about that. Game 3 tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time. So here in about an hour and we'll call it 43 minutes here. It'll tip it off down in the bubble in O-Town. We'll leave the NBA. We'll go to the NFL. Sunday Night Football, probably the best game of the weekend. Patriots, Seahawks, rematch of Super Bowl 49. That's the game that really mattered, by the way. None of these little Sunday night games. None of these little regular season week 12 games in September. None of that little stuff. No more little 4th and goal. Every game comes down to one little play.
You still living in the past? Get over it. I'm
I'm
over it.
I'm just saying.
I'm 2020. I say like every time we have a football conversation, we got to go back to make it back in history to make a point. Let's stay in the present, baby.
You're a regular season guy, man.
Stay in the present.
You're a regular season guy.
We talk about Cam, we got to go in the past. We talk about Kaepernick, we got to go in the past.
I don't care about winning regular season games on a random Tuesday in Milwaukee. That doesn't.
You don't care about winning.
I care about playoffs.
I care about winning.
Championships. Me too.
Yeah. So you got to win the regular season to get to the championship. It's a process.
Oh no, or you can just win at the right time. Right? It's about time.
You have to be in a position.
It ain't where you're from, dog. It's where you at. That's how we do this thing on Earth.
You lose enough early regular season games, you might not get to the playoffs.
Go ahead and gloat. Your Seahawks look good. They put up 35 points. They're an excellent team. They're unstoppable, right? You got no.
I wouldn't say that. Right? I mean, Sunday night was the first time that I sat down and watched that team in its entirety, and there were a couple of things that I didn't like that are still stemming from last year, and that's the pass rush. That's the problem.
Cam? Anything you like from Cam?
I thought Cam played well. I thought that he played.
Listen to him, just the way that he's. Kelly,
I thought he played well.
Kelly, go ahead.
Wait? Hold on, time out.
I know. Go. You're right. Go.
He played well. He played better than I thought he would. I think part of that was that us unable to get a pass rush gave him some luxuries in the pocket, but he took what the defense gave him. He made some nice throws. He played well. I'll give him that.
You're patting Cam Newton on the damn head like he's in T-ball.
What do you want me to say?
He played well.
He played well.
What is well?
That's the truth.
That's what I do to my 10-year-old. Hey, you played well. Good job.
You played well. What would you like for me to say about Cam Newton?
Cam looked freaking awesome. That's the Cam
that
we're afraid of.
Man, he played well.
I would say that Cam was somewhere in between freaking awesome and well. I wouldn't give him freaking awesome, but I wouldn't give him T-ball. Well, like when I say like well, it sounds like I kind of like that.
yeah. You get
Not my
sprinkles today.
favorite,
Here you
but
got orange slices. Here's freaking fruit medley, Cam Newton. Good job for you. What the hell? Come
So
on,
the
Derwin.
million-dollar question: is he a top 15 QB in the league or not?
Should he even be starting? Should he even be?
No,
should he even be in the NFL?
I did a 32 teams, 32 quarterbacks, and I have Cam just inside my top 20.
So that's a no. So that's a no.
It sound like he just made the cut.
Dude,
I mean, there's 32 teams in the league.
That's embarrassing, dude.
How is that embarrassing?
You would take 20 guys over Cam Newton. You would take 20 guys over Cam Newton.
According to my list, I took 18 guys.
I might give you 8 to 10 max.
I took 18 before I would take Cam Newton.
I said about 20. Oh my! You don't take 18 guys over Cam Newton?
Yeah.
Who's number 18?
Name them.
Oh, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger.
Nope.
Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, Matthew Stafford, Dak Prescott. I'll take Phillip Rivers.
Oh, you crazy.
Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, who to me is a poor man's version of Cam. He does everything Cam does, and he's younger and he's faster.
And hasn't won a damn thing. Go ahead.
I'll take Carson Wentz. I'll take Derek Carr.
You're crazy.
I'll take Matt Ryan. I take Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh my goodness gracious!
And it was a toss-up.
Boy, you are wilding, dude. You are wilding, dude.
Carson
the
Wentz.
only person you're missing is the damn quarterback from
Carson
Minnesota.
Like
you have some sorry-ass quarterbacks on there. They are sorry.
You got Kirk Cousins too. You got Kirk Cousins.
People wanna.
Yes,
Kirk Cousins.
You like that?
Because he's the same level as like 4 of those guys.
I bet you Kirk Cousins was on the list until Sunday.
No, he's not. I didn't finish it. I stopped at 20. So
you're gonna take Phillip Rivers over Cam Newton.
Yeah, I would.
When's the last time Phillip Rivers won a playoff game?
It don't matter.
I'm gonna tell you when it was.
They both old. But I'll take Phillip Rivers.
2006, dude.
Rash. What did Cam do to you?
Phillip Rivers ain't gonna miss no games. We don't know if Cam's gonna make it through the season the way he's playing. The style of play that he's playing. We saw we had all these guys get hurt.
So wait, you're saying you'd rather have a sorry quarterback for 32 games or a rock star that might miss?
Who's sorry? Who is sorry?
Half that list.
Matt Stafford's been to the playoffs once or twice. No wins.
No.
Phillip Rivers hasn't won a playoff game since 2006, maybe 7, because that's the year they played the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. That's 13 years. Who else you got on there? Yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo. Really?
He was in the Super Bowl.
He was, and
he's
played behind Tom Brady. Yeah. He's won one playoff game.
And people, it amazes me how short memories people have. People are constantly poo-pooing on Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, before he got hurt, was going to be the MVP.
He was. That was 3 years ago. That was 3 years ago.
He's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback.
No, he's had 13 good games, and since then he's been average.
So hold on. So other than the one game on Sunday night, what has Cam really done? He's been hurt. What has he done?
Freaking MVP.
And 15, 5 years ago. There you go again. In the past.
Three Pro Bowls.
5. Dude has played 9 years and has 3 winning seasons. And he's had help.
Look at his numbers.
He's had good teams.
2 years ago, before he tore up his ankle, did you see his numbers? 70% completion percentage.
Dude, I watched the guy
18 touchdowns, 3-4 picks.
I've had him on my fantasy team.
He's looking like that guy. Okay.
He's killed me.
So that tells you, look, if you want to say he's not healthy, that's fine. It's like the Colin Kaepernick
But that's
thing.
the
If you
only
want to
thing.
say he's not going to be a backup, okay, then say that. Don't say all the other things which we all know the answers to. That's all I'm saying.
You damned if you do, damned if you don't. If I don't put him in my top 10, people got a problem. I don't care. I put him in the top 20. Be happy. I put him at 18.
Go to that list one more time. Go to the list one more time. Pat Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes. Russell Wilson. Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Drew Brees.
No.
Ben Roethlisberger.
No.
Tom Brady. Right now, I'm taking Tom Brady.
No.
Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
Deshaun Watson.
No.
Matthew Stafford, I would take.
No.
Dak Prescott.
No.
Phillip Rivers. I said it again.
Crazy.
Kyler Murray.
Maybe
Josh Allen.
no.
What
Hell
can Cam do
Hell
that Josh
no.
Allen can't do?
Everything wins.
Carson Wentz.
No.
Derek Carr. He played last night.
Crazy. Hasn't been even been to the playoffs. Stop
Matt
it.
Ryan.
Stop it.
And Jimmy
crazy.
Garoppolo, who played in the Super Bowl last year.
I give you 5.
And then
dog.
I put
I
in
give
Cam.
you 5. I give you 5. Cam's number 6 on my list right now. What's
How? How?
I'm with Kelly. He's probably 4 to 5 or 6 right now.
Are you on crack? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, because you got freaking.
Oh, you smoking, dude.
No.
You top 5?
I'm on crack and you're on meth. Because
I give you
Matthew Stafford. Really? Matthew Stafford?
You take Jamarcus
Hey.
Russell.
Oh my
So hold
God.
on. You're gonna take.
you got
talking
Achilles
about my
Smith.
Raider
You
quarterback.
got Achilles Smith over Cam Newton too, right?
Dude,
You want Achilles Smith?
you're lucky I didn't. I thought about you all weekend because as I was watching the Charger game and I was watching the rookie for San Diego light it up, the guy that you said he wasn't going to be any good.
Don't fall for that. I was thinking about you too. I said he's going to come over here. Justin Herbert.
The dude
Stop, dude.
didn't even know he was going to play.
Stop.
And
dude.
he stayed against the
Stop
top
it.
rival in his division, the
We'll talk.
defending champs.
Okay.
He went toe to toe with those guys.
Okay.
Should have won the game.
Well,
and it wasn't their
we're-
fault that they lost.
we're
And you
revisit-
said he couldn't play.
He can't. I don't think he's very good.
Man,
Wait till
you
they game plan.
crazy.
Wait till they game plan for him. This ain't Oregon, dog. This ain't Oregon.
I
You're
know it's
playing
not
out the
Oregon.
stadium. You ain't playing against Oregon State. You ain't playing against Eastern Washington.
He was playing against
It's
Kansas City on Sunday. He looked damn good to me.
And all their DBs were out. My boy Ward was
Okay.
out. They were playing with 3rd and 4th string guys. Did you not
Okay.
see that?
Okay.
And he only put up 17 points at home, by the way. So it ain't like he just lit it up.
Okay.
Guys, get in here. With this Cam Newton stuff, this is crazy. I can't do this.
Yeah, you can. You
No,
can
we
do
can't
it.
do this.
I want to know.
Hey,
who
Willie.
you-
Hey,
I want
Willie.
to know your top
18
6. You put
18
him in the top 5. I want to know. I want to hear his list.
I will give you Pat Mahomes. I will
Okay.
give you Aaron Rodgers. I will
Uh-huh.
give you Lamar Jackson,
Uh-huh.
Russell Wilson. That's
Okay.
it. I've got them top 5. Now go.
So no Deshaun Watson?
No, not right now. Nope. No.
No Kyler Murray? No Ben Roethlisberger?
They're close. Help. Ben Roethlisberger?
close?
Absolutely not. No, not Ben. No.
No Dak Prescott?
Nope.
Nope.
No Matthew Stafford?
Hell no.
You're
you
joking.
looking
That's,
at
a,
Matt- are
that's
you-
a joke, right?
That's not a
you
joke. I'm not
looking
looking
at?
at the
That's a
Detroit.
joke.
I'm looking
I'm
at
not
any-
talking
I'm
about.
I'm looking at
Detroit
anything you want to
Lions.
look at. What are
Listen.
you looking at?
I'm not.
That's a
I'm not
joke, right?
talking about. I'm not ranking the team. I'm
No,
ranking
you're
the
breaking up.
quarterback.
I'm not talking about because
The quarterback.
The team
Matthew
crap.
Stafford.
One playoff win in 50
Listen.
years. So we're not talking about the team. I know you're talking about the quarterback. And I'm still saying, get off the meth, dude. Stay off of it. It ain't good for you. Don't
Matthew
do that.
Stafford throws for like 4,000 every year.
Ooh, those are empty yards. They're behind a lot. They don't
Empty
do that.
yards.
Yeah. They're
What is
empty.
Cam doing? He's on IR every year.
running over grown men and throwing for 400
He's
yards.
on IR every year. He don't even play.
That's the last year and a half. Don't fall for that. Don't fall for that.
Dude, I
That guy
still
that
have
played Sunday, you ain't afraid of that guy? You ain't afraid of that guy?
no.
You crazy.
No.
You're crazy, darling. Don't do this, man. You have a family, dude.
Dude, no. As the football guy set it up for this dude to get the ball on a winning drive. He could have won the game.
Your son's gonna look
He
back. at
could
this
have
one
won
day
the
and he's gonna
game.
be like, what?
He
is
had
my
the ball.
dad talking about?
You got
What
the
is
ball
my
at the
dad
1
talking
yard
about?
line. How,
That's one stop.
how did the
Russell
Patriots
Wilson.
not win the game? How?
Weren't you guys on the 1 yard line and lost the damn game, if I'm not mistaken?
We didn't run the football.
Ooh.
Okay.
Run the
And
football.
the
that's what
all-world
happened.
quarterback threw a pick on the goal line.
But
Not
Cam-
killing him for it.
But
Not killing him
Cam
for it.
Newton, Cam Newton
Cam Newton
decided,
combined for almost 450 yards at your stadium
okay,
and
and,
got him to a slow start.
and he lost.
Yeah.
We spotted him 7.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
spotted
you
him
did.
7
Yeah,
points.
You did, yeah.
We gave him 7. You
sure
had
did.
the lead.
You sure did.
You didn't trail
Okay.
until the end. You would.
Woo.
I mean, come on, dude.
Hey, Willie, come on. We got to keep it moving. I can't let him filibuster.
We'll
Keep-
stay
keep it-
here all day.
Yeah, we will. What do you got, Willie? Top 18, where you got Cam Newton? 19? Where you got him? On the practice squad somewhere in Cincinnati? Where you got him?
No, I'm a Cam guy, man. And I'm saying for me, he's easily in the top 10. If I were a GM and you put all the quarterbacks in the hat and I got to select them, I'm taking that guy.
I was thinking top 10. Now I've got him 5. Just by listening to this crazy
I'm
list.
taking that guy because, again, I mean, one of the underrated things about him, and we see this a lot, right? When we have these quarterbacks that are these players in general that are superhuman players, one of the things that they don't get credit for is improvement and working hard. This dude works hard, man. Like whether people like him or not. He's a hard worker, and he leads by example and things of that nature. So for me, I'm a Cam guy. I wanted them to win. I picked them to win. And I say that liking Russell Wilson. I'm not either one or the other. I like them both. But I certainly want Cam to win. I think Cam played really well. And I'll say this, for a guy that's coming back off of injury.
I said he played well, and I got
you say you played well and patted him on the damn head.
Not arguing with you, family. I'm just making my point.
No, right? He patted him on the head and sent him on his way. Here's some fruit. Here's some orange slices, kid.
I'm getting the LeBron treatment. I say he played well. I'm a bad guy. A. Willie says he played well, and Willie.
Because there's no sarcasm behind A.
Yes,
Willie.
your well is condescending.
It is.
Oh, wow.
Condescending.
And for a guy that's coming back off of injury again, I mean, I know people like to say no such thing as more victories, but again, if you've been between those lines and you competed, there are times where maybe it didn't go your way, but there are positives that you can extrapolate from a performance that can propel you forward. So, I'm looking for him to catapult off of that, this platform that he's built, and continue to do the things that he did in that game.
OG, surely you've got Cam Newton on the Minnesota Vikings practice squad. Is he good enough for that? I mean, is he good enough to be one of the top 1,600 players in the NFL? Can he get, a $5,000 a week practice squad check? Is he worth that?
No, of course. I think he's played really well. I mean, in every game. I mean, even this last game, like I say, if he hits the outside, it's ball game, and they're still undefeated. I think Derwin, he said when he played well, it reminds me when I used to coach high school basketball, and I see my players in the hallway, and I say, "What's your grades looking like?" And they say, "Oh, I'm straight." And I at that moment, I knew they wasn't straight. So, but no, I've enjoyed watching Cam play. I think we knew that he was going to be successful playing under Belichick and things of that nature. I mean, and I think they're going to be hell to mess with, man. I mean, it's going to be tough beating the Patriots, man. I think that game was, if it's anybody else, it's a blowout and it's over with. I think, Russ, his accuracy.
He balled.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback.
He balled, and Cam's numbers were actually even better when it comes to completion percentage and everything else. But he did throw those 5 touchdowns. Russell throws a beautiful ball. I don't know how he does it. He drops it in the bucket every damn time. It's like Eli on that one throw he had against the Patriots in Super Bowl 46, where I was like, once again, he did it to the Patriots again, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and he freaking hit it. So that's what Russell does to the Patriots. So it is what it is.
I think Cam is he's gonna keep killing. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what the Patriots do. I mean, going forward. I mean, I think they're one of the better teams in the NFL. I just have to wait and see.
Can't discount the performance by Seattle. Derwin, all joking aside, your team looked really good, but
there's the butt. You can't give me a compliment and then throw in the butt.
I'm just saying, that's about as good as you all can play offensively.
Oh, come on,
Russ was cooking. Y'all had 150 yards on the ground and you barely won, dog. Think about that for a minute. Think about that. For a minute. At home.
We went
your Russ threw for almost 350.
We did whatever we wanted to do.
50, and y'all won by 1 yard, basically.
We won.
Okay, that's true. I'm just presenting facts.
Back
on Matthew Stafford. You really gonna take Matthew Stafford over Cam Newton? Really? You gonna do that?
Yeah.
You'll never win a damn game, dude.
No, because Matthew Stafford, I know, is going to stand in the pocket. He's going to deliver the football.
Yeah, he'll over 300 yards, and y'all will be 6-10.
I don't need him to be running around trying to run guys over. I don't need him to do that.
It ain't about that. It's about he doesn't elevate his team. He's got Bird out there. Damian Bird, N'Keal Harry, Jacoby Myers, the same team that freaking Brady had last year. They look a lot better. Why? Because he can buy time. That offensive line.
Because he's running. By the way, he's running. That makes a difference.
He dropped back 44 times, bro. He ain't running every damn time.
He's threw the ball 44 times. Derwin talking like he running crazy.
College.
Hold on. There's a difference when you know a guy's going to be in the pocket. He ain't going nowhere like Tom Brady.
That's why these young
guys are so difference now. When you know this guy can take off and run. And
it's called a threat.
Exactly. And that's why another reason why I think Lamar Jackson and now this Kyler Murray, why they're so good right now is because I think because of the threat of them running, you can't really play man with them. Because if you turn your back, they're gone for 25.
Yeah.
You see how Kyler Murray's running around right
now? That's why Belichick hates playing. That's the one thing that's giving him problems is running quarterbacks because they don't want to match up man. That's why I think it helped you guys. New England played in zone pretty much for the first 3 quarters.
And Gilmore followed DK all over that field.
They were still playing zone. They were still playing zone behind it, though. They were playing zone.
He was every time I saw Metcalf move, Gilmore was right with him.
You know when they went to man? You know when they went to man? On that last 4th down with about 2 minutes left, and he overthrew Lockett when he had your boy what's his name? Not Jones, whatever his name, the slot corner for New England. And that's how New England got the ball back and got down to the 1-yard line.
Well, Pete said Lockett wasn't even the primary on that play.
Russ went for it. Yeah, he went for it all there. I was okay with that because it was an inside slot fade. I got no problem with that. It was 1-on-1. Nobody was back there.
Yeah. But, I mean, you got to say, too, that Cam played the best that he could play.
No. Oh, see, and I completely.
How you say no?
Now let me tell you. Let me tell you.
He's got another level.
Because if you go back,
he played a B+ to an A game. Russ played an A- to an A+ game. There's another level there, and I think both.
I think so.
Were about C.
I think that there are plenty of passes.
Was C+, New England's was C-.
we had no pass rushes. I'm not giving them no A or B.
We don't even have a pass rush.
Well, yeah, and then we lost Irvin.
Secondary. Exactly, that's true. Go ahead.
And we lost our safety in the beginning of the game. The safety got kicked out of the game. So we were, we had lost guys on defense. But hey, it happens.
Kels?
I think that Cam does have another level. There were plenty of passes that hit his receivers in the hands that were dropped. So that's another. Those are it's
that interception as well. That's the point that you guys got back right there. So we even.
So you have to look at it like Cam does have another level. The team has another level. You have to think this is a new relationship between people. So they're still dating. They don't even really know each other like that. Like they ain't really got together. They still talking. What's your favorite color? Those kind of questions. So when that happens, when that timing comes together, and he's still working on the timing with the offensive line, who gives him 4 or 5 seconds to do what he does. So
he's been sacked once, if I'm not mistaken, all year.
So it's only going to get better.
Who did he play? I think they're going to have a problem with the Raiders next week, to be honest with you.
Raiders got a decent little front. Miami's got a good rush. I think they got a good secondary, too, because they play a lot of man like New England. Miami's a lot better than people think. Look what they did to Buffalo this week, and took them to the end there. We'll keep it moving. Good stuff. Derwin, you're right. Look, it's a good win for you guys, but stop this Cam is number 19 or, practice squad or, he's injury riddled. Like there's a lot of quarterbacks that are brittle. We're looking at when you're top 10, Carson Wentz. Can he stay healthy?
He's had a problem staying healthy.
Yep. There you go.
The wind
but if both of them,
Roethlisberger, he's always beat up too.
Yeah. But if I have a game to win and I got the 3 of those guys, I'm going to take Roethlisberger. I'm going to take him.
Maybe off of pedigree, but not damn talent. So I would probably still take Cam, to be honest with you.
If you're talking about talent, we're implementing the ability to run. And that's what Cam does.
Well, Ben has been in the same program for how many years? He hasn't had to learn anything
since
new.
2004.
Cam is supposed to be Superman. We're not going to make excuses for him. I don't care that he's with a new team. Stop making excuses.
All right.
He's with Belichick.
Okay.
Stop making excuses. He's got a Hall of Fame.
He just dropped 450 yards on the Seattle Seahawks.
And he lost.
He did. He just dropped 450 on y'all.
And quarterbacks that have thrown for over 400 we're undefeated against?
You did say that.
Come on,
that.
I
thought about you. Yep, you did say that.
Okay, all right. It wasn't just, it was the way he did it, too. The way he controlled that game.
Did he get in? The Bulls, did he get in?
No, he did. It was one play, yeah.
He had a chance to win.
Yeah, it was.
His fullback got blown up.
Okay.
And he got up and ended the story.
Okay. So Seattle
you want a participation trophy?
Seattle will never. No, I don't want a daggone trophy. Seattle's never going to lose a game this year.
No, they're going to lose. They'll lose.
Good. So you know what it's like.
We're not flawless. We got flaws.
You act like it. You act like Seattle's like the greatest team on earth or something.
No, that's not true.
All right. Speaking of one of the greatest teams on earth, definitely largest fan base.
I'm sorry, what?
Cowboys.
I'm sorry, what?
Got just from a fan perspective, anyway. Did you guys see? We're going to show this the onside kick. I want to get your thoughts on this. I guess we call it the. I guess they call it the watermelon. The way kind of like
Yeah.
little sidewinds or whatever. It's like kicking a watermelon or whatever. Pretty nifty. What in the hell was the Atlanta Falcons doing? They were in the twilight zone. Like they were like, it's like hot potato. Like they couldn't touch it. Like, have you ever seen anything like this, Kels?
It was like somebody had their little voodoo doll, honey. Like they just couldn't even. It was like they were just stuck. And you're screaming like, "Get the ball! Like get it! It's right there." But credit to Dallas. It's actually like I am an anti-Dallas fan. Like it doesn't like there is no team that I dislike more for numerous reasons. But, it was nice to see like, okay, so there's a coaching regime change. So they're trying something a little different at the end of a game, taking chances because under their old coaches, there were not a lot of chances taken. They played things safe. They were very predictable. So, seeing them come back, what was it, 20-point deficit or so? But that's also like, who they was playing. Like that happens very regularly.
Well, it happens
But
all the damn time to Atlanta. It seems like.
yes, all the time. So, but it was nice to see, Dak lead his team come back from a deficit. I like good football, so it was like they won, whatever. But I mean, they're still trash. They're still trash.
Tell us
Like
how you really feel.
I
trash,
know, right?
trash. There's no team worse.
Yeah. That what do they call it? Metallic. Was it metallic silver? Right? Is that what it is? The Cowboys helmets. The color. I think it's metallic silver or something like metallic gray. One of the two. Hey Willie. The Cowboys, man. Just the onside kick. It was phenomenal. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. See, this game was compelling to me. I have a friend that is from Atlanta, but that is a Cowboy fan, and we were talking about this game. And for me, one of the things that was compelling about it was these are two teams that, of course, their fan bases are passionate, but these are two teams that throughout recent history can lose to anybody and can beat anybody. So it makes these games very compelling and interesting to watch. And then with that onside kick, the other thing, hearing Arthur Blank talk about that and saying that maybe they didn't have any idea about the rules and things, kind of calling out his coach,
Coaching.
right? Like,
Absolutely.
so doing that, kind of, I don't know if he's trying to warm the stove or something or what, but like he just calling out the coach that way. And then
Dan
the
Quinn,
other thing too, yeah. Then the other thing that he said too
a
was,
Seattle guy.
we have we have 14 games left, so there's a lot of football to be played. First off, that's certainly not the mentality that you want anyway, but you certainly don't want that in a COVID football season because we really don't know how many games we're going to be able to get in. So for him to say we're going to have 14 more games, and Lee Corso, not so fast. We don't know that yet, right? So for him to say that, it was a little bit telling to me. I don't know if he's warming the stove for something or what. So
Yeah, that's interesting. We got to keep our eyes on Dan Quinn. He's been on the hot seat the last couple of years, and some reason he escapes, or what have you. They have had one playoff appearance since that Super Bowl 3 years ago. But 2 of the 3 years they did not go to the Super Bowl. OG, your thoughts on that onside kick, man, and how inept the Falcons looked on that onside.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. You think, I mean, of course, you know what's coming. You got millions of dollars of salary across the line that can't nothing registered to pick up the football. Like, I mean, and it wasn't like it was an arena full of roaring fans or anything like that to be distracted or anything. And I mean, I guess that's the funny part about it is it's like, and it's funny because my son's youth Pee Wee football team, they've been trying to hit the running back out the backfield, and now at 4th grade is live. So if they drop it, behind the line of scrimmage, you got to pick it up. Well, the first time they ran the play, the running back didn't pick up the ball, and we got a turnover. So that's the kind of looking at it in that game, it's like it's live. Like pick up the football. Like I mean, and game over. But they didn't do it. I mean, it just goes to show you. I mean, you never know what's going on in the minds of players and different things like that. But that's definitely something that shouldn't have happened.
Derwin, when the ball must travel 10 yards before the offense can cover it, but it has nothing to do with the daggone receiving team.
Right.
That's the kicking team.
And that's coaching. And that's, Arthur Blank, if he had to do it all over again, he probably don't want to throw his guy underneath the bus. But obviously, to me, the players didn't know the rules. They're waiting for the ball to go 10 yards. The receiving team is waiting for the ball to go 10 yards. And we know that the kicking team can't touch it, but the receiving team can. They could have just jumped on the ball, but coaching.
You putting that on coaching, Darwin?
Huh?
You putting that on coaching?
Yeah, because normally the ball doesn't roll that slow. It normally is a hop. It comes right to the players, and it's past 10 yards. But very seldom do you see a kick like that without the tee, and it's slow rolling like that. You very seldom see that. And it was just spinning. So they're just watching the ball, waiting for it to. They were waiting for it to go 10 yards. That's what they were doing. They could have jumped on the ball at the 8-yard mark, but they're waiting. They're conditioned in their head. We have to wait. It has to go 10 yards. But they didn't know, obviously they didn't know the rule that they can get it. The receiving team can go get the ball.
But wait,
we are at the highest level
we knew
of football.
Hey,
I think they lost their mind.
Do you guys remember?
They clearly lost their mind.
Do you guys remember a play? This is decades ago. Rod Woodson, he was playing for the Steelers. Uh-huh. It was a kickoff. And he let the ball bounce and walked away from the ball because he forgot that it was not a punt, that it was a kickoff, and the ball was live.
Yeah.
Rod Woodson, he's a Hall of Famer. He did that.
Right.
He did that.
That's what I'm saying. I won't put it on coaching. It's just a severe mental error from professional athletes. I mean, I wouldn't put that on coaching, though. I mean,
I would say coaching because it wasn't just one guy. It was all of them. Any one of those guys could have picked that ball up. They all sat there and watched it. So that's why I'm going back to coaching.
He's got a point.
I guarantee you all week they're going to be practicing it. I bet you the other 31 teams that saw that video, that ain't going to happen again this year. They're going to go over the rules.
The players should know better, but that's coaching in the timeout saying, going over all the different scenarios.
That's what it is. They
didn't go over that one scenario. We're like, look, if it's a slow roller or a dribbler,
you can still get it. Yeah, you can get it. Jump on it.
The special team coach is going to get it. He's going to get it for that. And I don't think Dan Quinn is going to make it through the year. I really don't. Wow. I think after that collapse and that coaching, mistake, and they're already 0-2, he might not make it through the year. He's had plenty of chances.
Well, he's made it through the last couple of years, so I think they can give him a couple of more weeks if they can do that. So we'll see. And Arthur Blake's a really, really nice guy, from what I hear. He's the one that wrote the check for us for the Good Trouble stuff. Actually, technically, the check came from him. So there you go. There's an Arthur Blake story for all you guys. The NFL, the big injuries over the weekend. We saw Nick Bosa, we saw Saquon Barkley, Cortland Sutton. We saw Drew Lock. The list goes on. I believe there were 7. It was either 6 or 7 torn ACLs, like 20 sort of significant injuries. Devontae Adams, although they said he could have come back.
McCaffrey,
yep. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks with the ankle. Malik Hooker, the safety for the Colts. You name it. Anthony Barr.
Yeah.
Yep. Was it pectoral, if I'm not mistaken? Just your thoughts. Who's the biggest injury out there? It's got to be, you would think maybe Saquon, but it's Nick Bosa. Go ahead, OG. It's Nick Bosa.
Yeah, I mean,
because the way they're built on that defensive line, because the secondary is it's okay.
And Solomon, his other teammate, on defense.
And that's another one. Yeah, well, Coleman didn't play. Garoppolo got hurt. They got like 7 guys got hurt Sunday.
Mozart's out too.
Yep. Mostert. Yep.
Yeah, Mostert.
And Coleman. Yep. Both running backs. Yep. Go ahead, OG.
No, I was just saying the way their team is actually built to compete. So I mean, of course, Saquon is everything to the Giants, but we're not there yet. So it's like, I mean, losing him is terrible, but it doesn't. I mean, I think he goes out. I think he was. I talk about it because I got a few buddies here. We all Giants fans. Just a couple of us, and we was like, that's our only reason to watch the Giants, man. and now it's been taken away. So it's terrible. I mean, I don't know. I was just looking years ago when they made the switch with the turf. I think now they playing synthetic
field
turf.
Field turf.
Yeah.
It's like pellets and rubber and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, but these athletes.
I played on true AstroTurf where it was concrete.
Oh my God!
I remember that. I remember
your poor body.
Yeah, it's basically just carpet over asphalt.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, you hate to see these type of injuries. I mean, of course, I mean, we went through a period where, obviously the training camps and everything wasn't the same. Players used to having regimens and different things like that. I'm sure. I mean, you start thinking about a lot of different scenarios as far as how they treat their body and how they take care of it, and it's just unfortunate to see. I don't care at any point in time whether it's a team playing against my favorite team or anything. I don't like to see anybody get hurt or injured or anything. But we know that's the nature of the beast, and especially in football, it's just really a sight you hate to see.
Guys, everybody jump in. Biggest injury that caught your eye? It's clearly Nick Bosa. Anybody else that maybe you think might have some sort of impact on their season? I think Carolina's done now, 0-2. No Christian McCaffrey. I don't see Teddy Bridgewater, throwing for 350, 40 yards every week so they can win. They're going to be tough. They're going to be hard pressed to get a W. Anybody else out there? Go ahead, Kelly.
Um, I just want to say I told everybody this was gonna happen. I said it. They have had no, like, their
Preseason?
bodies are just not even the preseason, OTAs, mini camps, all of that stuff. And then I was reading on Twitter and somebody was like, well, they're professional athletes. They're paid a lot of money to train. But where were they training? Where?
Yeah, at
Like,
home.
facilities are closed. They're
Right.
doing the same thing as stay-at-home moms now, like chair squats and stuff. Like, come on, bro. That's not what it is. So I knew it. And it makes me so sad because I don't care, I'm like OG. I don't care if I love the team, hate the team. You never want to see somebody get injured. And like these are big injuries. They're not like a
Right.
little toe sprain or, something like these are big injuries. Some people never come back from ACLs. They're never the same after this.
Good point.
So, these injuries just I knew it. I knew it. And, watching Saquon, I was like, oh my God. Like you could just tell like the amount of pain he was in. And he knew at that moment, like, ah, this
Scrubbed
is
his social media, his Instagram. It just had one picture left up on it. I think it was just the Kobe Bryant
Kobe, yeah.
picture. That was it. Yeah.
yep. So it just hurts. It hurts as an athlete. It hurts as a wife of an athlete. It hurts as, somebody who loves watching sports. You never want to see people get injured. And like, what was the workaround for this? There probably wasn't, but it's just it's all
Yeah.
trash to me.
Hey, Willie, what caught your eye with this the injuries over the past weekend?
Yeah, well, all of them are just crazy, especially when you start looking at the star players that went down, and you never want to see it. And again, as Kelly was saying, well, that was the first thing I was thinking when people sustain these injuries is no guarantee that they'll ever come back the same. I mean, they can even come back and physically be stronger, but mentally, you hear about athletes saying all the time, being able to trust whatever the body part is that was injured, and sometimes you never regain that. So with that, watching that and seeing that, it's really tough to watch. And hopefully all these guys get back healthy and can come back and be the dominant players that they were, because again, a lot of significant injuries in that. And Saquon, that one really stuck out to me because, and I'll say that because at least Bosa and those guys they were fortunate enough to play for really good teams. The same conversation that I was having with in a previous segment that I was having with the Atlanta resident that's a Cowboy fan, I actually asked him, what is the significance of with today's league and how the games are called, how the rules are, et cetera? What's the significance of being on a bad team and having a great running back? So for me, the Saquon one really, because again, this is a player where it's really based on explosion and all the things that he has at his disposal in the lower half of his body, and sustaining that type of injury is something that is really concerning. And I'm really hoping that he comes back, and wondering what does that say about what he thinks about being on the Giants on OG's team.
Yeah, that's a good point. D-Dubs, real quickly, your thoughts here on the significant injuries and the toll that it took. No preseason games, very little contact during training camp. Everybody was all excited after week one. Oh, we don't need no preseason games and blah, blah. But same thing happened last year. Had a lot of significant injuries in week 2 last year as well. They're not giving up the preseason. That's revenue. It ain't happening.
Yeah, I don't know if to this magnitude.
No.
Yes, Saquon really touched me. And a young kid, he worked so hard. You love the guy, and he has to go through this. So I felt really bad for him. But when you look at San Francisco, they already went into that game without George Kittle, who I think is the best player. And they are defending NFC champions. And that could definitely change the balance of power in the NFC West, which is one of the toughest divisions in football.
And I'll tell you, those Cardinals are coming, boy. I keep telling you.
The Cardinals and the Rams look good right now. So I think the injuries that happened to San Francisco are huge because that could take a team from possibly contending to not even making the playoffs. If they don't have their quarterback and some of their running backs are down, they're predicated on running the football. And they're down 2 tailbacks and the quarterback has a high ankle sprain. So it's going to be tough. At least now with the COVID, they have the IR system where you can put a guy on IR for 3 games and you could bring him back. So the NFL was, lenient because they were preparing for COVID. They weren't really preparing for all these other injuries, but hopefully these guys can come back and be well.
Yep, it's going to be a long road back. Looks like Christian McCaffrey, those guys will be back, but a lot of guys out for the season, man. Garoppolo looks like he might play this weekend. Coleman, Mostert could potentially play this weekend as well. So we'll keep our eyes on it. And it leads right into the next story.
Yes.
Maybe playing here in New Jersey, technically East Rutherford, MetLife Stadium there. As we're showing you some of the pictures of MetLife Stadium. 49ers were not happy with the turf. They complained to the league. League has inspected the turf. I believe I saw 20 times since June, and recently as last week. I think every NFL stadium, 72 hours prior to the game, or at least the week of the game, they get it inspected, and there's a sort of protocol there with the NFL teams there. Your thoughts on the stadium? They called it sticky, is what I'm trying to say. Your thoughts on MetLife turf, which wouldn't be the first time we've heard about MetLife's turf.
If you're San Francisco now and you're complaining about the turf and now you got to come back and play on it, do you put Garoppolo out there on that turf? Do you bring George Kittle back and you put him on that turf? This is what I'm talking about. This affects the power in the NFC. Now you got to make a decision. If Garoppolo is able to play and his ankle injury is not that bad, do you risk, if you think the field's a problem, do you risk playing him? Do you bring George Kittle back? San Francisco's got to make a decision. You said they inspect the field. From what I've seen, they say the field is fine. I don't know what San Francisco's going to do, but I know they're going to have some tough decisions to make about that football team and whether they want their star athletes to be playing on that field, if it's such a problem.
Hey, Willie, not only that, the big lineman for the Steelers tore his ACL last Monday night. So the Steelers have some issues with the field as well here at MetLife Stadium. It ain't going anywhere, guys. They just built the damn thing about 10 years ago, so it ain't going anywhere.
Maybe they could tear it out and put something else new. I don't know what they're going to do. Yeah.
That thing was $1 billion when they built it, dog. That thing, these stadiums, they got to go at least 20 years, dude, before we think about tearing them down.
But the field itself, though, because the Raiders, that's real grass in that dome.
Yeah, it's got kind of like Arizona with the
you can change the turf though. Yeah. You can change it.
Yeah. Well, it's field turf. Look, it's been inspected.
Yeah,
it's not like you're going from grass to turf, which I know a lot of people hate it at Heinz Field and all at Gillette Stadium. They went from grass to turf because the grass was so bad. I know the Titans field gets a little choppy and screwed up in the wintertime, and that's in freaking Nashville.
Well, one of the things that as I was looking at some of the stuff about this particular stadium and at MetLife, one of the things that a union source had actually said that stuck out to me was just because a field passes a minimum inspection, the things that you have to do from a minimal standpoint to be able to pass inspection doesn't necessarily mean that the field is safe. That was something that really kind of stood out to me as I was reading and researching this. And then the other thing too is it must be nice to have deep pockets because field turf has multiple lawsuits against them, And all that means is that they get NFL contracts. So it must be nice to know people in high places because, this is a company that's not infallible by any stretch of the imagination. So, it's something to certainly be researched. And then when you hear people saying that it was sticky before the game started, that really makes you think. And then when you're hearing that, again, minimum standards is one thing, doesn't mean it's safe. That says a lot to me.
And it looks like an independent inspector inspected the stadium a week before the game was played. So I don't know what else you can do, man. You can bitch and moan all you want to the NFL. Their guy looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was surprising for me to see, like, the defense where they came with the turf. I mean, like Joe Judge and everything like
Yeah.
that. I mean, we losing players, and that's always been an issue, especially with ACLs and different things like that regarding football injuries on turf. So that was real interesting. The other part about it to me is we have these tests that are like, how do you simulate what activities are going on the turf if it's not a football player or an athlete that's involved with the testing or anything like that? I mean, I'm sure at some point, I know they treat it and do everything and all this, but the temperatures that constantly get put on some of those turfs and everything like that, depending, and then the athletes are changing, rapidly, where you got bigger, faster, quicker players, moving on it and different things like that. So, I mean, it's like when you talk about testing something, how are you really testing it and seeing what's its durability or what's the pros and cons with it when it's not players a part of the test?
Yeah, good point. D-Dubs, want to get in here on the turf here?
I mean, I don't know what the league's going to do. I mean, I saw the NFLPA. They kind of seemed like they were siding with San Francisco, but it's MetLife Stadium. I don't know the reason why. Maybe they can't have outside grass.
You know the reason. You're in the Northeast, dog.
Yeah, but still, I mean,
right. Philly's got grass.
You can have grass.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just gonna.
New England used to have grass, and New England's north. Boston is north of New York.
Yeah, I mean, you could have grass, and maybe it's economically better.
And it ain't gonna be any damn good in December, but you can have grass.
It's not gonna look pretty. It's gonna get chewed up. You're gonna have divots.
It's gonna be sprayed on dirt. That's what it's gonna
be. Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking about Cleveland and some of these other places.
We have Buffalo turf, New England turf, New York turf.
Most
and then
places.
you got Philly and DC, the only thing on the East Coast this high that's got grass. Cleveland's grass. We've seen that. Like I said, I mean, it's just hard to maintain grass, man. It is. I mean, it's
they're going to have to
you got the multi-use parts of the stadium too. That's why too as well.
Well, they have to do some research and come up with numbers to say, hey, grass versus turf. Are we having more injuries on turf? If that's the case, maybe they need to get rid of all the turf.
Well, this turf is markedly better than what we played on. They transitioned to the field turf right when I was getting out of school. I'm going to say late 90s, early 2000s, and now it's just it's turned up, tires and rubber and things like that. It actually has a little bounce to it. It feels pretty. It feels a hell of a lot better on your joints than it did back in the 80s and 90s and the 70s.
But going back to what I was saying about the lawsuits, another thing about, and I knew this actually before I started researching about this particular topic. One of the things that we've had with field turf is actually causing cancer when kids have open wounds on it and that rubber gets into that open wound. So this is something that, to your point, Dee, that they're going to have to really continue to really sort of research and get right, because one of the things that they've done from a safety standpoint that they've decreased with this field turf is the concussions. When guys fall and they hit their head, that's decreased, right? But the byproduct is, you're seeing stories about kids developing cancer because that rubber is getting into an open wound or something, or getting into their eye and penetrating their skin and causing some issues. So this is something that they're really going to have to figure out.
It's scary stuff right there. We'll keep it in the NFL real quick. Let's pick up the pace real quickly. Andy Reid, new face shield, like it? The defogger work? What the hell? What did he do? Completely different than on that opening night on Thursday against Houston.
You see those fines. That man doesn't want to get fined, so he'd rather have it.
Ridiculous.
Well, it wasn't that he was going to get fined. He just couldn't see.
No, but I'm saying the shield and the defogger and all that, he's taking no chances. I respect that.
I think he got some solution or whatever. I think they kind of scrubbed it or whatever, put some solution on it. I think he may have gotten some ideas from the hockey community. They're playing with shields and things of that nature. You guys' thoughts on this? I thought Andy looked good, man. Kool-Aid man, looked real good.
Andy Reid he's always been I mean, he's an old school guy. Got the
Old soul. Yep.
the Walrus like
Beard.
like beard. I mean, so just seeing him with that mask, I mean, that was funny in itself, but the actual fogging up and that and getting the defogger and all, like, trust me, as a optical wearer, I know all of it. The mask don't care. Like, I mean, my glasses get fogged up here and there.
My shades get foggy just with a daggone mask on. Like, I don't know what to do about it. Yeah.
It was a funny sight, but like A. Willie said, he ain't trying to pay that, for not wearing it.
D-Dubs, good look for him out in L.A. at SoFi Stadium with the new mask.
Yeah, man. You want to be compliant. I'm just here not to get fined. So whatever you got to do. If you saw the fines that I forget the guy's name. They used to play for the guy's in charge. They used to play for the Eagles, the cornerback.
Troy Vincent.
Troy Vincent. The fines that he's levying out against the coaches and then the team. And then, Sean Payton got hit today and Gruden got hit today. You knew that was coming.
We're going to talk about that tomorrow. It's like what? It's like $100,000 fine to the coach and like $250 to the damn team.
Damn, son. Wear your mask. Yeah, I know Pete Carroll made a statement, so I know Pete won't get in trouble again.
Well, during these these tough times, because a lot of the fines go to charities. It's like if you're a charity, it's like, no, guys, don't wear your mask. Take the money. Take the money.
It's tough.
Yeah, good points. Everybody see Mike Evans' t-shirt. Very, very cool thing post game. Sunday after the Bucks win over the Carolina Panthers. I love it when my wife lets me play video games. You look at it, it's big letters, I love my wife, and in between I love and my wife, it says it win, and then my wife, and then underneath my wife, it says lets me play video games.
Yeah.
We're sure about video games and traditional sports. Your thoughts on it? I thought it was real cool. A very, very touching moment there by a little troll job there by Mike Evans, excuse me.
I love it. I need to get that shirt because my wife hates it when I play because I play too damn long. My wife doesn't understand. It's a pandemic. And I've been locked up for like 4 or 5 months. And, I had no sports. And now my favorite sport is back. And I got mad at 21. It's a wrap. I'm playing. I'm my all day.
Wow. He's fun all day.
I'm my all day, son.
For me, for me, I mean, I used to play hours upon hours when I was married and everything like that. And my only thing is if I get off the game, we better be doing something. Like, I mean,
well, what is something? OG, what do you mean? What do you guys better be doing?
Something that kept my attention, like the game. I mean, because obviously you on the game, you compete.
He's making babies. He's making babies. He's making babies.
I'm just saying, like,
Love and Hip Hop is not going to do it.
Real Housewives.
The Bachelor is not going to do it.
No. I mean, no knock to any of the reality shows or whatever, but I have too much life to sit up and watch other people's lives.
Yeah.
Like that, I just can't get into it like that. I mean, not knocking those who do, but I can't. But no, I'm just saying, like, we better be going to dinner, the movies, like, something. Like, I mean, we can't don't just want me to get off the game just to get off.
You're making it seem like you're about to make some babies, man. Like you love making.
Well, I mean, I'm always good for that, but not the baby part. But yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna complain about it, like, just have a plan. Like, I mean,
have a plan. Hey, Willie, as a married man, I'm no longer, but as a married man, I'm sure you can sort of identify with what Mike Evans is saying. You still game? I don't know how much. You still game a little bit, right? 2K, some other stuff, right?
Yeah, when I could get in there, I do. But no, it was when I first saw it. I thought it was. I don't know if you guys remember this, but when Chris Rock had a movie out a few years ago, and it was called "I Love My Wife," I think. When he had the shirt on, that's the first thing I thought until I saw the fine print. And so then when I saw the fine print, it's like, man, I can empathize with that again, especially when you are doing what we do, you're playing, you're gaming, and then when you have kids as well, it's was like, man, like I can certainly understand that. So now it was a cool shirt. I liked it, and I need to give me one.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. I don't get it because like my kids play and they're always telling me like, "Hey, I'm doing this." I'm like, "Dude, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I have no idea." They're playing Among Us right now. Is that the hot game right now?
That's the
Yeah,
Oh
look in,
my
in my
God.
community.
We should play that.
That's in my community. That's that late after hours games when all the college
Yeah.
games are over and everything like that. Everybody get together and start playing. I have no clue what it is. I haven't
We
played
should
or
play
anything
that.
like that. But and for
that game's crazy.
on topic
You're-
with this.
On this show, Derwin is the imposter. I guess that's what they call him.
Oh.
He's the killer. Derwin is the imposter. Yeah. What is he? Brown or is he blue? Is that what it is? They got colors.
He's gonna
Crazy,
get
man.
state his case.
Yeah.
But Larry, I wanted to say that shirt that he actually put on, it was like perfect timing because this is in between all of the PS5 and new Xbox pre-sales. So he probably was lobbying.
He knew what he was
So-
doing.
And you know what? He didn't have to pre-order. I guarantee you that.
Oh no,
Right.
but he still need permission to play though.
Well, and I'll let Mike's a gamer. Hey, Willie, you were saying? I think we
No.
cut you off.
I was done. I was just laughing. That's all.
Okay. Well, Mike's a gamer too, if I'm not mistaken, right? Mike
Oh,
Evans,
big,
he does-
yeah.
he's a huge gamer. All right. Speaking of game, Deion Sanders had plenty of that, and he showed it off yesterday at a press conference in Jacktown. Affectionately is what I like to call it, Jackson, Mississippi, AAC, Athletics and Assembly Center there on the campus of JSU. Came in, had the police escort, got out, had the blue JSU jacket on, had the jacket on the inside, had some swag from JSU and stuff. So it looked good, man. Coach Prime ready to win, talking a good game. Look, they averaged like 30 to 40,000 fans there. The stadium holds like 60. The city of Jackson built them a stadium down, not too far from downtown, not too far from the campus of Jackson State as well. He's going into a really good situation in the FCS. He gets them some wins, get 8 or 9 wins a year, beat Southern and Alcorn, and all is right with the world, man. He can stay there as long as he wants to.
It'd be interesting
Yeah.
to see. I think that first game, at home game, is going to be sold out just to see, the product that he's going to put on the field. But, I don't expect it to be easy though. I don't know what the cupboard bears in Jackson as far as his players that he has there already, how much work he's going to have to do. But I don't think any stretch of imagination that it's going to be an easy deal for him. But I just wish him as much success as possible, and hopefully he does a great job. And I saw something, I don't know how true it is. Maybe you guys can clarify that. Is T.O. on the staff too?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Well,
Oh, you didn't say?
T.O.
You didn't say it?
T.O. said as of right now, that's not true.
It's cap.
Okay. So that'll be interesting. It'll
T.O.
be
and
interesting.
Warren Sapp.
What?
And
Yeah,
Warren
Warren
Sapp.
said T.O.
Oh my
I
goodness
mean-
gracious! He said they've got a combined 80-something years of NFL experience,
Okay.
playing experience, and coaching. I didn't know who all the players were. I'm like, okay, he's going to get some former NFL guys for sure.
Mhm.
But wow, that'd be pretty damn cool if he pulled that. He was on GMA today talking with Michael Strahan, who's a HBCU product with the Texas Southern. There at the SWAC, 2 fellow SWAC members there. So I think it's a good look. Look, he's getting plenty of national exposure. I mean, who else could they have hired that would have gotten them more TV exposure outside of Jackson, Mississippi?
It's a win-win for Jackson, Mississippi. It's a win-win for Jackson State. It's gonna. I was telling my wife last night. This helps that HBCU. I mean, who's not gonna want to play for this guy? He's a Hall of Famer. He was the best to do it at his position.
Well,
He shut down. I still remember the balance of power in the NFC. San Francisco wanted him, Dallas wanted him, and whatever team he was on, that's who was going to win the Super Bowl because of him. Because he locked down a whole side of a football field. Period. You didn't want to fool with him as a quarterback.
True lockdown. No quarterbacks threw at him. It was true lockdown.
You didn't want to fool with that guy. You threw it over there at your own peril.
I will give Dallas credit. They did try him though. They were the only team that would even try him when he was with San Fran. Because he had Michael Irvin. Yeah, well,
Michael Irvin had some good games.
Nobody want to see that dance at the end of the day.
Michael Irvin gave it to Deion.
He did.
Too.
He
So,
did.
for a guy that runs a
He absolutely
4.6,
did.
that's pretty damn good. That's how you know Irvin's a really good receiver because he got no speed, but
And another thing it tells you, and I don't think this guy gets enough credit, and he's I'm not a Cowboy fan by any stretch of imagination, but I respect the hell out of Troy Aikman's career, what he did as a quarterback. If I had to pick somebody to lead my team, it would be him. Because like you said, Urban wasn't a 4.5, 4.4 guy, but he's probably faster than that at the U. It seemed that way anyway, but he
Football
orchestrated.
speed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Put those
orchestrated. He got
pads
that.
on.
He got that ball to Michael Irvin. He put it where the guy can go get it and fight for it. So
Well, he had Alvin Harper on the other side from Tennessee.
yeah,
You know, and that was just deep play guy, or whatever. So
Novacek.
yeah, yeah, Novacek,
Yeah.
tight end. Yep. Then they
Yeah.
had that. You know, then they had that line like
Well,
Ray
I'd
Wall.
say during that time, Jerry spent he spent the paycheck and the guys, you know, they perform. I think you do that now, and he don't get the same in return. Like that's one of the big differences in that. But yeah, Dion. I mean, he's been that flamboyant guy that garners attention, and I mean, it just paid dividends because he was actually somebody who could talk the talk and walk the walk. I mean, there's a lot of them that talk trash and get a lot of media attention, but at the end of the day, they don't have nothing to show for it. And he was doing it on you know, on a professional level in baseball and football. So I mean, you know, it makes sense, and I think I don't care what anybody says. I don't see where anything could be negative because he's bringing attention to a university, and I would think it'd be a plethora of other universities that they play against that people are going to tune in and want to watch. Like somehow, some way, they're going to want to see the game or get to watch it. I mean, or you know, and if they can attend that, more than likely they'll attend. But and if this staff is anywhere close, because see, this is in the back of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Theo and a lot of those guys are saying that it's not true, and even Dion said it's not true, but it could be true. It got leaked, and people are denying it until they actually do their own releases. I mean, because I understand how that works in dealing with.
Well, the Dion stood Thursday when we mentioned it. They were trying to deny it. It's like, well, I just see an itinerary that says they're going to announce the coach at like 8:50 or 9 o'clock, and they have the whole daggone itinerary.
I know. I was about to say. I mean, me from dealing with PR and different. I kind of know how it works, and if it happens to get leaked out, nobody's going like, oh yeah, like they're not going to admit to it. They're just going to stick to the plan regardless. But I think anyway, what I first thought is that, man, who is not going to want to go play? Because let's be honest, in coaching, and especially in NCAA, it's not always the coaches that's so great. If you get 5 or 6 McDonald All-Americans, your team is going to be good. Like, I mean, period. They're going to be good. They're going to be better than the team that has a team full of 2 and 3 stars. Like, I mean, so, you know, a lot of times I think the coaching aspect of it can be overrated. I'm not, you know, demeaning it by any means, but if you get better players, you're probably more likely to be a better team. And I think they'll be more than capable of doing that, man. I mean, and really, I wish more athletes like that probably would get into coaching and get back in that way. Because I'll tell you this, that if he's putting together a staff like that at those positions, who is going to outcoach those guys that played at that level and did it the way they did it? I mean, This is kind of different than a lot of times we make the argument about NBA, about certain coaches that they wasn't that good of a player, but cerebral, they understood the game. And I think it could be the same way in football.
Yeah. Hey, Willie, your thoughts here on Dion, man, how he pulled up in Jacktown, baby. Had his baby with him. What was her name? Tracy Edmonds? Is that her name?
Tracy Edmonds, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Had his baby girl with him. Yeah.
Hey,
he got that gold whistle too now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What did we say when we talked about it last time?
Man, you look good. You play good, and when you play good,
you play good. They pay good.
They good.
There we go. So I'm not shocked by the way that he pulled up. I'm happy that he pulled up that way because he's staying true to who he is. Because one of the things that we talk about in this industry, especially once you get to the highest level, one of the things that people struggle with is making sure you don't dim your light to let somebody else to shine. And Dion is going to be who Dion is, and I respect that to the utmost. And the other thing as well, too, going back to something that OG was saying, it's one thing to be able to connect with players, and I said this before, but oftentimes you see transcendent players and they don't make that connection with people that may not be as good as them. And if you look at Dion, if you look at the way that Dion is revered, there are people that have never seen him play, and he's their favorite player because he connects with them. You know, whether they are a 5-star recruit or a 2-star recruit, he connects with people, and he does that very well. And so if you're going to be in college coaching, That's what you have to be able to do. You really have to be able to connect from a recruiting standpoint. And I think that's something that is natural to his personality.
Sure.
That's something that he has
He's
mastered.
a salesman. He's a salesman.
That's exactly what he is. That's exactly, because a lot of times that's the big reason why guys will leave college and go to, in my sport, the NBA, because they don't want to deal with all the stuff that comes with recruiting. They just want to coach. Well, if you just want to coach, the NFL is the spot for you. But Deion said something when he was talking about this, when he's been interviewed. He kept talking about, this is the time. This is the time. So that what that says to me is, this is the right time for me to coach, because he's cognizant of what's going on in the world right now. And that was his way of saying, this is the time. There's no better time for me and no better place for me. He kept saying that throughout his interview.
Sure.
So that resonated with me a lot. So I think he understands what he's going into. And, I'm rooting for him and other HBCUs as well.
Yeah, and he also talked about "I believe." That was the sort of calling card that he kept talking about. I believe, and you're right. Now is the time for him. When it comes back to recruiting and being on the recruiting trail, he's going to do fine in those family homes. You get to sit Deion down beside you. You know how charismatic he is. Got the 2 Super Bowls on TV. Got a plethora of relationships throughout the NFL. I think Jackson State might be able to pull off something like Howard. Maybe get a top 50 recruit or a top 20 recruit to come to Jackson State and play, especially a guy that's playing the skill position, sort of the high profile position that sort of Deion played. So I can definitely see something happen there for JSU the Tigers.
And mentorship is part of his platform. It's always been part of his platform. That comes naturally to him. So I think that's the other thing that'll help him be successful as well.
Going to finish out the year as the offensive coordinator for the high school in Texas, where his son is the quarterback there.
Cedar Hill, that's right down the street. My mama lives there.
That's right. What's up, Mama? Mama, he made it. That's what it was. That was remember we were talking about the girl they got arrested the other day. We were talking about that POP.
Oh, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah. POP. That's just Mama, I made it or something like that. Yeah, that's what she said.
Mama, I love you.
She said POP.
She said,
right?
Mama, I love you.
Mama, I love you, and POP, right?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Holding it down. Yeah, hold it down.
Yeah, hold it down. Yeah.
hey guys, one last thing on this on the Deion thing. OG kind of hit it on the head, and it reminded me of when I was in Hagerstown and Tebow was playing single A ball, and he was traveling with the baseball team, going to all these different cities. And the attendance was through the roof. Yeah. When I was in Hagerstown, you might get 600 people come to the game for one night. When Tim Tebow came there for 4 nights, they set a single season record. 21,000 people came through there for that weekend. It was unbelievable. If Deion, he's in Jackson, and he's able to get that team to start winning, everywhere that they go, it's going to help fill those other schools' stadiums. That's revenue. That's good for the league.
That's why the SWAC is so damn happy right now.
That's everybody's going to eat. If he can put a winning product on the field, everyone's going to eat, and that helps all the HBCUs at the SWAC.
Well, it helps all the other schools too, because now they're going to want to beat his ass because they know he's going to talk. Yeah. And he's that shiny little object, so they're going to want to try to get a piece of prime time. Real quick before we get out here, Madden Tuesday King of the Hill tonight. Lil Baby was on last week. Quavo going to be on Derwin James. James's World this tonight. 9, I think 9 o'clock is the King of the Hill. I think 10 is it's 8 for the King of the Hill, 9 for Derwin James in his world. Look, got some good guests, man. Had a Lil Baby last week. Got a little hip hop flavor to this. A little trap music. Quavo tonight.
9 o'clock is the rookies, and 10 o'clock is Quavo.
Okay, okay, got it. You guys' thoughts on that, man? How Madden's trying to go hip hop, man.
It says to me, when we are in the water, when our ship is in the water, the level goes up for everybody. That's what it says to me.
Yeah, man is trying to make some money. I hear a lot of complaints about the game. They try, the game has been out a month, so they're trying to, make some money, keep some people happy.
Right.
Derwin James he's injured, so he's not doing anything. He's a big NFL name, young star, Florida State. So yeah, they're trying to get some coinage.
Hey, OG, it's like Donald Trump, huh? Like, don't look over here. Look at this little shiny object over here. It's like an optical illusion, right?
Yeah, because this is the thing. I mean, it's I mean, y'all said some pretty good points. I mean, especially about the game. It creates a distraction from it, you know, what everybody's complaining about. But the other thing about, I've seen like, you have the Madden purists who like would rather see the real pros, like the real pros play. Like they don't be into a lot of the gimmicks and different things like that. And that's the other side of it from the gaming world that I've seen like on Twitter and different things like that when they comment on certain things like this. But
that's some good viewership last week. It had like 25,000 people watching.
Oh yeah, I was about to get to that. I mean, when
because
you start,
of the drops, probably.
Yeah, when you
drops and those nice Russian bots, but I won't talk about that with Twitch. But go ahead.
But when you start crossing over into, you know, we ain't talking about mid-tier hip hop artists and entertainers and different things like that. I mean, it's gonna bring a significant audience. It's gonna bring their fan base over to see, you know, if they're good at the game or the entertainment value, or just like when we was talking about Team Payne last week. Like, I mean, you find yourself, he don't even have to be playing the game, and you sitting there watching him for a minute because he's just entertaining. And that's the value that you get with a lot of these artists, is that they're very talented at what they do, and they have the ability to entertain, and it's going to bring the viewership. So it makes perfect sense.
Hey, Willie, we call that crossover appeal, right?
Yeah. Shout out to Tim Hardaway, the crossover king. So.
I always got to bring it back to hoops.
The real crossover king. Yeah, but Quavo is a hooper, so yeah, you know, so that's relevant.
And a flag footballer too. He played football. I think, did he play football in high school, or he used to play back in high school?
Yeah,
he played football.
I know he's got that Huncho Day that's down in Atlanta too. That's a big flag football tournament. Him and Gucci and all them.
Yeah, but no, again, it's just whenever you want to make something hot, make sure that you have us as influencers. And, you know, so that's literally what it is. When our ship is in the water, it raises the level for everybody.
We have to be part of the ingredients of the sauce. Is basically what you're saying, right?
That's exactly what it is.
Seasoning.
That's exactly what it is. And we have to realize that and accept that.
Yep, exactly. Good point, guys. Real quickly before we get out of here, Compete Forever Black News Channel this weekend, episode 17, Langston Lion Camp, NBA 2K, myself and Renee Montgomery this weekend. Black News Channel now on DirecTV and AT&T. That's huge. That's the extra 20 to 30 million homes that they added over the. I guess it's been like that for a month. I didn't even know it until someone sent me a screenshot. I'm like, hey, is this your event? And I'm like, you got DirecTV 342? It's not DirecTV. It's like, yeah, it is. I'm like, all right. So I started looking at it, and yeah, it's pretty cool to have it on DirecTV, Comcast, Xfinity, Charter, and all the other top. I think they're pretty much on the top 4 to top 5. I think Verizon's the only one they're not on, but they're now in like 60 million homes, so that kind of helps a little bit more. I need about another 20 million to be full penetration, but pretty close now, 60 million plus. This weekend, 11 a.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern as well, Saturday and Sunday on Black News Channel. The Langston University, the HBCU out in Oklahoma, Lion Camp, right when they started school, and NBA 2K tournament, myself and Renee Montgomery, the 2-time WNBA champ. So check it out this weekend. Any last thoughts before we get out here, guys?
Shout out to Mama Snook and Diddy.
Snook and Diddy.
And Renee.
Renee. And Serena Grace. Singing her little heart out. That's my sister. I said sister.
Hey, cut.
And we can't forget about the makeup artist down there. The baby doll. Yes. Kimberly, Natalisha, Cruz, Acevedo, Torres.
Oh my goodness.
You gotta roll it R.
I gotta roll the
R.
I gotta roll the R now.
Yeah.
Hey, you know how it is when they tell you to do something, you sort of, you either gotta do it or you're not gonna do it. I said I'm gonna do it. So good stuff, guys. We'll throw up the A for everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Good stuff, guys. See you guys tomorrow. Another edition of Esports Extra, the only live call-in sports show talking traditional sports and esports. We'll take your phone calls, 877-853-5247. Meeting ID Esports Extra. See you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here for more Esports Extra. Bye-bye.